WhatsApp or 770-323-1111. Caribbean International Shipping, the only way to send your stuff to the islands. Lawrence Prescott Photography. I'm smiling, I'm laughing because, God, I know what I'm talking about. Lawrence Prescott Photography. That's the only person you need to call when you're ready to take your pictures. You want those pictures to come out right. You want those pictures to last forever. You want your best picture taken? Lawrence Prescott Photography. He does private events, in studio also, and outdoor photography if you need. Photography is what Lawrence Prescott does, and he's really good at it. Trust me. And also, when you want to get that video done, any type of videography production, he got you. He does short films, movies, any type of videos as well. Lawrence Prescott got you at anything that you really need. So make sure you give him a call. His phone number, and I'm going to say it slow for you, it's 404-218-1234. Did you get that? 404-218-1234. Lawrence Prescott Photography. Yo, my brethren, big up. It's all about Caribbean International Shipping. That's right. Do you need more information on shipping your items to the U.S. Southeast region or to the Caribbean? Have you ever heard of Caribbean International Shipping? You shop, they pack, and ship. They also offer residential pickup services. Support our business, like, share, and call. For your barrel shippings, let us know. The number to call is 470-718-9675 on WhatsApp or 770-323-1111. Caribbean International Shipping, the only way to send your stuff to the islands. Everybody stop what you're doing. Stop what you're doing. You're doing it wrong. I got to tell you something, man. I got to tell you about Aggie Tree Services of Stonecrest, Georgia. They are willing to travel to local and metro Atlanta. That's right, Aggie Tree Services of Stonecrest, Georgia. Our services are extensive. We have equipment for almost any job, including demolition, skid steer, forestry mulcher, bucket truck, excavators. We can have it all. We can clear up to 3 acres per day, residential and commercial. The telephone number for Aggie, 770-990-5414. I'm going to say the number for you one more time in case you didn't get it. It's 770-990-5414. You can also email Aggie at aggieholdingsllc@gmail.com. One more time, the name is Aggie Tree Service of Stonecrest, Georgia. Trust me, give them a call. You don't want to miss out on this. Aggie Tree Services of Stonecrest, Georgia. The only people you need to call.
A soldier.
Big red in these. This. Shy or not shy. I wasn't gonna say nothing, but it's on me heavy. I promise it's getting ridiculous after this drop. Do not jump to no conclusions. I don't need these folks in my mentions. No, I'm too solid, gon' keep it a brick. I ain't going back and forth cause I said what I said. I'm clearing the air cause I feel it's my place. I gotta jump on the coke folk head. Y'all come to the city, get a feel for this air. And I wanna go home, I know you love what it taste like. But it ain't too far, we had to live up in these trenches. Y'all went back to the birds when they got up on them late nights. Look, we really ran through these streets. We ain't never get a break. So we speaking on Atlanta, I don't play right. But I'ma get right to the subject, ain't gonna beat around the bush. Answer this, if you say you from the A, right? Where's I know you from? What hood did you live? Where hospital bed where you born? Look, I know it sound crazy, but I'm a A baby. I gotta start pulling for card. We had to live in this zoo where you don't make it out, so I don't give a what they say. Look, if you ain't grow up in APS system, you is not from the A. And you from Gwinnett, rep that. Pepper try to step back, talking about you from the outskirts, could've killed that. Rep where you from and don't rep where you home. No Air Force climb around the world, know they felt that. Earned out my stripes and I got my respect. The whole city know I'm a beast. Look, if you not from this side and you don't know the facts, just chill and repeat after me. Cali Park, it's not Atlanta. Lithonia, it's not Atlanta. Nope. Clay Coat, it's not Atlanta. Nope. Decatur, it's not Atlanta. Nope. Gwinnett, it's not Atlanta. Nope. Roswell, it's not Atlanta. Nope. Fort Park, it's not Atlanta. Nope. Lynburn, it's not Atlanta. Look, the North, it's not Atlanta. No. The South, it's not Atlanta. No. You, it's not Atlanta. No. You, it's not Atlanta. No. Big Rudder on 2 Atlanta. I had to get through Atlanta. I'm talking about the 1, the 3, and the 4, the old, not the new Atlanta. You thick? They gonna be mad about that.
tonight. Welcome to Candid CoEd Conversations with Jess Prima. You can check me out every Thursday night, like I said, 8:30ish to 10ish. Sometimes we're lucky with the ish. We're waiting on some more people. Looks like they're coming. Anyway, my announcements are you can listen live on Live 365 app. Go to Caribbean Life Radio. When you're on Caribbean Life Radio, you should be able to hear us 8:30ish to 10ish. If you have any questions, comments, topic suggestions, please call in at 678-661-1819, 678-661-1819. We would love for you to call in. We would love for you to comment, ask any questions, give topic suggestions. That would be greatly appreciated. If you would like to be a guest, then the same thing, 678-661-1819. If you would like to be a sponsor, you have some type of business that you would like for us to promote, me to promote, please contact me. And also, if you would like to give any donations, 678-661-1819. I think that was it. On Instagram, I am JUSTPR1MA. Also on Facebook, Prima Loman. TikTok, JUSTPR1MA. If you're interested in using the space here, you can contact 678-661-1819 for Caribbean Life TV. I think that's it. If I forgot anything, then I'll get it later. All right, so is everybody ready? Yes. We're going to do our regular. Our regular is introducing ourselves. You can be whoever you want to be. As far as your name, one word to describe how you feel right now and how your week has gone thus far and anything that you're thankful for. We have 2 people coming in now. Yep. So anybody start? Anybody? Everybody? And then when they get in, they know the routine. They coming in, they can jump in, come in, get in. That's right. I remember that. Come on over.
They crunk. The crunk crew.
Hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. No. Thank you. Okay.
No, you're good.
Y'all came right on time. Your name. Okay. One word to describe how you feel right now, how your week has gone, and what you're thankful for.
Hello.
Do you?
Mic check 1 2 1.
Or you can do this.
Hi, I'm Roscoe. One word to describe my week would be. One word to describe my week would be. Let's see. To
How
make
has your week been in one word to describe how you feel right now?
I feel like I got like I carried a heavy load this week, and right now I feel pretty good.
And what are you thankful for?
I'm thankful for being on the playground with my friends tonight.
Woo. Okay, anybody? Which way?
Goddess Survivor. My week was easy, normal. I don't know, like regular. Would you be like nothing bad, nothing good, just life. It was okay. And if every day could be like this week, it'd be fine because it was not like at all. So semi-peaceful, I guess. And what?
Right now?
How I feel right now? I'm thankful for you guys. Thankful to be alive.
Yes.
That's it. I'm happy. I'm good. I'm content.
Okay.
Content. That is my word.
Your word. I was
right.
waiting for it. I was waiting for it. Okay. Your turn. Here you going? All right, let's do Yuri in the
Hello,
house.
I'm Yuri, and my week so far, I feel like it's been almost strategic. I didn't plan for it to be this way, but it just seems like certain things are working out the way it should be, you know. And all I've been doing is just doing what I think I should be doing, and I feel healthy. That's how I feel today.
Okay.
You know, and I'm thankful for just being around you guys. You know, that's my thankful thing for today.
Yeah, the playground is where the place to be.
Playground is where it's at.
All right, it's on me. I am Kimmy, founder of Empowerment HQ. Also, lifing with Coach Kimmy. My week has been fast. I wanted to pump the brakes. How I feel right now, very anxious.
And what you're thankful for?
Oh, I am always thankful to be on the playground.
All right. I'm just Prima. I'm feeling heavy tonight, and my day has been different. I would say that. I need to make some adjustments in life, and I'm thankful for the playground, and I'm also thankful for God being a keeper. Let me say that, being a keeper. Yeah, my week has been challenging. My week has been kind of mentally emotional, needing God to keep me. Let me put it that way. Yeah, I think that's good. And yeah, I think I said everything. I'm thankful for my week. At this time, I'm excited to be on the playground.
Well, you better be.
Yeah.
Right.
I did look forward to this. Even in my challenging day, I did look forward to
You
it.
are covered.
Right.
Moving on.
Yeah. So, what I do want to talk about, like first, what we're going to start out with is what are our hobbies? What are our hobbies? Or what are things we like to do to relax or in our downtime that brings us any kind of pleasure or joy or that
Shall we list them all?
whatever you could think of. Well, not, yeah, but maybe not adult activities, but, other things. Other things we do.
Exercising
Okay. Exercising, that wouldn't be
Yes.
mine.
with a with a good foot, double dutch always.
Okay, okay.
You know, I just can't do that by myself, so I
Okay.
can't do it all the time alone.
But
But
we're going to help you in a little while.
yeah.
That's amazing. Why somebody haven't created some way you can double dutch by yourself? Like,
I mean, you actually can. You can.
Well, you can,
But
with
you'll be
one
limited.
person.
You can do it by yourself.
I haven't done it by myself, but
Oh,
I
you can
have
do it
done
by
it
yourself.
where
Yeah,
they
you have to
tied
jump
the
backwards.
strings.
Like this. You jump backwards.
No, I haven't done it. But when I was in Philly, we tied the strings on the
one end.
rail.
Yeah, to a rail or
let
a
somebody
guard.
else in
Yeah,
there. Somebody
anything.
do that,
Yeah, as long
yeah.
as you got a good turner, you could do it.
Girl.
Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead.
My hobbies would be, I love exercising. I also like going for walks outside. My husband and I, we go to the trail down behind Punt City Market.
Okay, the trail.
Huh? Okay. Yeah. Well,
Which one is that? The belt line?
yeah. But so we do that. We like roller skating. I also like making jewelry, and I like baking.
Okay. I like walking. I do like walking the trails. I don't like exercising. I don't like baking.
Uh,
Um,
you like
I ain't
roller
double dutch
skating?
since I was a kid.
What do you like to do, Prima?
Rest. I like to rest. I like doing word search.
Okay. Like crossword puzzles?
No. I like to do stuff that uses very little brain power.
What is word search?
I can see that because I got like my memory, my brain. I just see it.
Oh, you like the boxes
Finding
with
the
the word.
words.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I like doing those. I like to color some. I like to do
Really?
anything.
I like to color.
I like to color.
I
I
can
like
see
color
that.
therapy.
Pencils or crayons? Or both?
I prefer. I like both. I was gonna say I prefer pencils because they're neater.
Yep.
But depending on,
The
I will
picture.
color. Yeah, depending on the picture, because sometimes you can trace better with a crayon and fill in a certain way with the crayons. You know what I'm saying? If I like to scrape the crayon a little bit
Right.
and give it a different effect, you know what I'm saying? Because I like coloring. And like I said, resting because my life is so busy and so hectic. I just be wanting to wind down and use no brain power. That's like a hobby that is rare that I don't get often.
It's a gift too. Everybody can do
Yeah.
it.
So that's that's what I would like to do in my downtime. I do like to read some. I don't get to finish everything I start, and I intentionally try to rest. So yeah, that's what I would like to do in my downtime.
fine.
I love music too. I do love music, listening to music. Okay, y'all turn over here.
I like, my hobby would be fishing.
Okay.
I like to get on the highway on my motorcycle and like about around sunset in the slow lane and just cruise and look at cars. I like the outside. I like fire. I like water. I can sit by like an outside fire pit for hours. I like nature. I like walking the nature trails in the woods. I could go to the mall and just watch people, like people watching.
That sounds kind of stalkery.
I like drawing. I like doodling. I'm not gonna say drawing. I just like to draw lines and see what I come up with. I like tinkering with stuff, repair and stuff that seem like it's impossible to figure out why it doesn't work and what makes it work. I like crossword puzzles. I don't like word search. I mean, I like word search. I don't like crossword puzzles. I like trivia games.
I do like playing games.
That's about it. I don't want to get long-winded with you about all the things I like.
You already told us 50 things. That was good. I'm over here thinking like, I ain't got that many things.
Well, me, I like bike riding. That's one of my favorite
Okay.
fitness hobbies, and it's getting
Like a
warmer
10
now.
speed.
Yeah,
Okay.
21. I got a 21.
21 speed, okay.
Yeah, but yeah, and I'm looking at getting like a road bike, which has like 3 speeds. So they basically geared for like it's meant for you to push yourself. It's just enough range for you to get a good workout doing. So I like biking and cooking, especially making edibles. Like that's one of my favorite hobbies to do.
So you like baking too?
Yeah,
Y'all ought to come up with
baking,
some pots.
cooking, all of that.
We'll talk offline.
Yeah. And it's funny, I was just talking to my daughter about that because her hobby is drawing art. And she basically taught herself and became an artist, and she just had an audition at the Cobb School of Arts
Okay.
earlier on this week, and I think
Hopefully
she got
she'll
in,
get
you
it.
know?
Art.
I think she got in, yeah.
That's good. Hopefully she'll get it. Okay.
So, Prima, let me ask you: do you like to do? Have you ever taken any of the art classes, like where they do the canvas pictures?
I've done like sip and paint, that kind of stuff. I've done that, and I used to draw, and I used to do poetry and that kind of stuff. And then my life got more complex, and then I didn't. But maybe one day, anything that takes me no little brain power would be great.
We should go to spoken word.
Yeah,
Field trip.
yeah, we can. That's something to plan. Yes. Okay, so
I
our
like that.
hobbies. Yeah. Yeah. Now, our next hour, we're spending on Coach Kimmy. Yeah, Coach Kimmy here. She is starting her radio show next Wednesday, y'all. So yay!
Woo woo.
Woo, woo. So on Wednesday from 8 to 9, she'll be on this same station, this same platform, Live 365, Caribbean Life Radio. And her radio show is called Lifing with Coach Kimmy. You're going to call in and talk to her also, although they don't call in and talk to us as much anymore. But anyway, 678-661-1819. She is a life coach, and she is going to be dealing with communication and relationships. And we're going to ask her some questions. I'll begin. And if anyone else would like to jump in, then you're going to jump in. We're giving her practice. She's been here for weeks. And next week is it, right? And we want people to seek her out at Empowerment HQ so that they can benefit from her services. So, Coach Kimmy,
Yes.
I would like to know what, first of all, you can tell us what I already told them, but tell us the name of your organization and what made you become a life coach?
Okay, so the organization is Empowerment HQ, and the show will be called Lifing with Coach Kimmy. The reason why I became a life coach, life be lifing. I don't know. I felt like it was a calling and second nature for me. To be honest, anytime I am in public, I am stopped and people just spill their personal stuff and be like, so what do you think? And I'm like, and then the first question I ask, I don't answer their question first. I'm like, why did you just walk up to me and tell me your personal business? And they always say that they were led to do it. So at that point, I don't question it. If you tell me that you're led to do something, I just go with the flow and I just give them what I think. And of course, at the end, you know, everybody has free choice, free will, and whatever you do with your life, that's, you know, the final decision is yours. So, but those are the things that drove me or led me to life coaching, that and my personal life experience in itself.
Come on over this way.
Okay, never mind.
Okay, well, while we have our newcomers, you go that way. Come on over. Come on over. So we have some newcomers. They came right on time. They're going to tell us their names, how you're feeling right now, how your week has gone thus far, and something you are thankful for. So you see these cameras right here? You have cameras. You're just going to start talking. Oh, listen. Is it on?
It's on.
I don't think. Oh, there you go. There you go.
Hello, family.
Hello.
So, my name is Harold, and I am feeling really honored because I got my godmom with me tonight.
Hi, Godmom.
Hi. Godmom is no joke, and
You're right there. You're right on time.
yes, she is. Yes, she is. And
Godmom right here tonight.
And I'm just excited. I'm just ready to, to hear what else we're going to be talking about on tonight. And that's
And
all
what
I
you're
have to say.
thankful for?
Oh, I'm thankful for life.
Okay.
Hello, everyone. I'm Margaret
Hello.
Parham. First time
welcome.
being in the meeting. Thank you for welcoming me. Thank God for being here. New place, never been before. But praise God for his goodness and his mercy. So I'm so thankful
Yes.
that he has blessed me and kept me.
Said that earlier.
And I just appreciate God for being in my life. And
All
I
right.
thank you for that.
Okay, how's your week been?
My week has been great.
Okay.
I am grateful to the Lord that keeps me every day.
Well, you look pretty, girl. Look at
Well,
you,
thank
giving
you
it
so
to
much.
us.
Thank you so much. I praise
She
God for all
does.
things. Okay. Thank you.
You too. Well, I'm Prima. We have, you got a cup, right?
I do.
Okay, and then I think we have one extra cup, but they're not doing it. Oh, there's one. That's. Can you pass her that? Yes. Thank you. Now. Thank you. Now. Okay, so we're waiting on Joseph, so he can join in, and then we'll have all the introductions in. Ding ding ding. Want to pass that over to?
I think he's gonna use.
Okay, well, whatever. There we go. Y'all know I always just be like, we're gonna make it work.
What's going on? What's going on, everybody? How are y'all? How are y'all?
Hello. So you know your name.
Oh yeah.
One
All
word
right.
to describe how you feel right now, how your week has gone, and what you're thankful for.
All right. Well, I'm Joey. One word to describe my week. Let's say,
Your week.
productive. Let's say that. Let's say productive. And then one way to how I'm feeling right now. I guess since it's almost the weekend, I guess relieved. Say it like that.
And what you're
I'm
thankful
relieved.
for.
And what I'm thankful for all of y'all in this, beautiful podcast.
Ain't that special?
Okay, they're responding to the doodling. Okay, and y'all need to tell us y'all habit. I mean, your hobbies.
Your
Not
habits.
Your habits.
I didn't tell you my habits. I got habits.
Your hobbies and things that you like to do in your free time that brings pleasure besides any adult activities, okay?
Well, that's what we're talking about, our hobbies.
Yeah, what are your hobbies or things you like to do in your
Oh,
downtime?
okay. I like to play basketball. I like to listen to music.
Okay.
I like to watch movies. I like movies and TV. I don't really like TV shows, but I like movies too. I think I like a movie buff. But other than that, yeah, just relaxing and just taking it easy.
Back here, y'all.
So, of course, I like to sing, read a good book, and I like doing hair. But it's been a minute since I've done some sewing because, when they had when you couldn't get enough masks, that's what I was doing, making a lot of masks. But I love to travel. If I could just do that
That would be good.
on my downtime, travel, and always making some money
Okay.
as a hobby.
All right. All right, God, Mama.
Well, I love to pray.
All right, pray for me.
Yes, let's not forget that.
I love to seek the Lord, although it look like I don't do it like I should. Just to be honest.
Right?
All of us, I'm sure.
But anyway, I love to watch TV, especially my favorite movies and stuff.
Okay.
And I love to travel. Eventually, I'm going to be going from here to there. The Lord said the same.
Okay.
Only I have to obey him and do everything he says, not Margaret.
Okay.
So that's what I like to do. I like to relax because I've been working a lot, and I've been trying to relax a little bit.
Well, that's a good thing.
So,
That was mine to relax.
yeah, so that's what I do in my downtown or downtime.
Whenever she do have down.
Okay. All right, thank y'all. Now we have Coach Kimmy. Her show is starting, radio show is starting next Wednesday from 8 to 9 p.m. We made a minute ago. It's going to be from 8 to 9 p.m. on this same platform, Caribbean Life Radio, after you go to the Live 365 app. It's called Lifing with Coach Kimmy. So what we were in the middle of doing is her telling us why she became a life coach, because she's a life coach and she's doing her radio show. And then after I ask some questions, if anyone wants to jump in to ask any, we're going to do popcorn, but with your hands or, whatever, just so that she can address. And her show is going to be mostly about relationships and communication. So you can continue. And for those that don't know what HQ means, can you tell them what HQ means?
HQ is headquarters. So the name of my company is Empowerment HQ. It's just abbreviation for headquarters. So that's Empowerment HQ. We're giving you or helping you achieve your own empowerment through our organization or through my organization.
Okay. And you were telling us that people come up to you and just start sharing stories with you.
Yeah, I mean, so.
Which is why I asked, why life coaching?
Yeah, I used to work at MARTA. At one point, I was in the public eye, and I would be working, and people would just come up and just start carrying on a conversation, and what would you do, and telling me about their personal life, and I'm looking at them like, okay, you just shared something really personal with me. Why would you do that? And they would tell me that they were led to do it. So if you're saying that you're led to do something, I'm not going to question that. I just went with it. I gave my opinion and my advice. And of course, with that being said, I always say, no matter what someone tells you, you have to look at everything yourself. You have the freedom of choice, the freedom of will, which God gave us. And advice is just like advice, So you follow your own lead, follow your own heart.
Okay. Was that ever something that you thought you would do as a young person?
I wanted to actually go into psychology. I've always been a people watcher. I'm not a creep or creepy, but I do like to watch people, mannerisms, and study. So that's something that I've always been interested in. So life happened. Didn't go to school for that because it takes a lot. It's very, very long. And I had my son very early. So, yeah. And at that point, I needed to do what I had to do to pay the bills, take care of my child.
Be responsible.
Yeah, adulting.
Right.
Yeah.
So in your experience, I'm going to say in training first.
Mm-hmm.
In training, did you realize that that everyone has issues, including yourself, issues, baggage, no one's perfect, including us, so what were your thoughts when you had to do your work?
So initially, my training consisted of me putting myself on the couch, which, everybody has issues. So, and I was not in denial of the fact that everybody has issues. However, in the areas where I thought I was fine, I realized, hey, wait a minute. And the purpose of putting yourself on the couch, the first part of the training session, is so that you can understand what your triggers are. Because if you're coaching someone else and you get triggered, you're not going to be able to help anybody. So you first have to recognize what your issues are and make sure that you have resolved and worked through your issues, which I wouldn't say that I had triggers in going through the training, but it did help me understand why I did things the way I did in the past, even though I have resolved those things and moved on, and I don't do those things anymore. And just for an example, I've always said to me, I was a people pleaser. So just going around doing things, but trying to get that attention, so to speak. And taking this training actually helped me understand where that came from and why.
So I have a question on that, and you can decide whether you want to share, but like, can you elaborate on that a little bit? You don't have to like go into details if you don't feel comfortable, but what revelation did you get out of that? Just so that people can kind of understand there are things that do happen in our lives, and if we don't trace it back, then oftentimes what I was taught is that we wind up repeating cycles. We repeat the same things if we don't learn the lessons the first time, if we don't learn to identify that and at the point that we do, I may go through down this road twice or 5 times, but the 5th time I got it. You know what I'm saying? And I recognize these habits and I recognize the patterns. And if I want something different to occur, then I have to do something different. But recognizing, like they say, the first thing is acknowledging that you have a problem. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. Do you want to share any of that based on that example that you gave?
Sure, I have no problem with sharing. So growing up, I have a brother, an older brother. He's 6 years older than me. And so we were living in Decatur. We moved from Decatur, so all my friends, family base, everything is here. And we moved to the country. So when I say the country, I mean like below Griffin, Georgia. I don't know if anybody, very rural.
I know.
On the dirt road.
In the sticks. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So, and I'm grateful for that lifestyle. Very grateful. However, when you're uprooted, and so my father was a truck driver, my mother worked, and my brother, when he got of a certain age, he left. So I'm by myself. And at that time, I was lonely. So I wouldn't say, basically it was abandonment issues. Not that my mother or father did anything wrong, because they're feeding, the household, taking care of everybody. But not realizing that I was lonely and why I was lonely or why I internally felt that way. So at that point, now I am trying to be a people pleaser because I want to be around people, or I want to gain that attention that I was missing elsewhere. So that was one of the revelations which allowed me to understand, oh, okay, well, that's why I did this when I was this age or that. And at what point, of course, I got tired of being a people pleaser, so I stopped that part. But that was one of the things, because now I know where it came from. I understand and will not repeat it, because I do understand where that came from.
Okay. I'm going to. Well, I'll wait. So, have you, in any of your life coaching thus far, encountered people in your coaching process that triggered you in any type of way or reminded you of yourself, where you were able to relate to them and put yourself in their shoes? Because there's some people that counsel or coach that don't know how to put themselves in other people's shoes, or their experiences are limited. So for you, have you encountered people that you could put yourself in their shoes, you can relate, and it sparked something in you, triggered something in you that you may have thought was resolved, you know what I'm saying, or did not know that it was an issue until you were in that process, that coaching session. And it could be people that just walked up to you and said something to you that you be like, hey, I didn't really realize that affected me that way, or I thought I was over that. And y'all be thinking, because y'all jumping in.
I've definitely been in situations where I've spoken to individuals and could relate. That's just life in general. When you go through stuff, you can put yourself in other people's shoes. So that is a yes. As far as triggering, I have not yet come across a situation where I've been triggered. And that doesn't mean that I'm perfect or anything like that. I just have not been triggered to that in those instances of the people that I've talked to.
I'm gonna give an example of something that happened to me that some people know, some people don't, just because I've shared the story. And I don't think I've shared it on here, but some people in here know the story. I was a few months in a relationship, and I was supposed to meet up with this person, and in meeting up with them, asked a question, and whatever the question was, I don't remember whatever the question was, I didn't like the answer, or the answer wasn't what I expected.
Mm-hmm.
So because the answer was not what I expected, I said, "Oh well, I'm not gonna come over,
Mm-hmm.
or I'll call you back, or whatever." But my intention at that point was not to come over because of the response that I got.
Mm-hmm.
So when I was sitting in my car getting ready to go, and I was like, I ain't going. And why was it like that? Like, so now I got all these questions in my head. I'm feeling some type of way, you know, or whatever. And it was like my spirit checked me and was like, this feels familiar.
Mm-hmm.
And I was grown, like grown. I already a me, grandma, all that stuff. So grown. And I was like, this feeling feels familiar. I don't like how it feels. I feel offended. It wasn't what I expected. I was upset, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. And while I was sitting there, I heard the feeling comes from your biological father. Wow. The feeling is rejection. Mm-hmm. The feeling is abandonment at the moment. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? And the person that I was on the other line with had no clue what my trigger was, mm-hmm. or what I had experienced. And then the person was calling back and was like, "Hey, what's wrong with you?" And I'm like, "Nothing." Like, "What, you coming?" No. Like, you know what I'm saying? But then I just stopped answering, and I called somebody else that I know, and I was like, "Hey, I'm in this place, and I'm used to dealing with myself. I've done 12-step adult children, like trying to have healthy relationships. I've gone through those programs and stuff. I believe in counseling and mm-hmm. therapy. I've done it since I was 10, 11 years old at church, blah, blah, blah. But I could recognize that in sitting in my quiet time that it's not this person, this is me, this mm-hmm. is my issue. You get what I'm saying? Where that's after I sat in the car and I cried a little while and I was like, oh, this nigga done fuck he done left me like this, and you know, I got these issues and stuff that I thought I was beyond. And although all of us have baggage, not wanting to carry that baggage into another relationship mm-hmm. or into a relationship with somebody that's innocent, that has nothing to do with it. Now that person has their own issues. However, like, I believe when you get in relationships, everybody has issues. Absolutely. But that was something that I could recognize, and I was able to. Now, I felt salty as I drove over there anyway, because eventually I went after I got myself together, and I done cried a little bit in the car, and I'm like, okay, you gonna go and you gonna act like you got some sense, and you gonna go and you ain't gonna be pouting, and you gonna go and you go, you know, like you do with your kids, like mm-hmm. so I'm like that inner child stuff. So okay, Prima, suck it up, cause it ain't him, it's you, like. He don't even know what you going through. You know what I'm saying? Da, da, da. So eventually I was able to say, you know, I apologize. My attitude shifted because something that you said, it made me feel like my dad. You know what I'm saying? And you may not understand, but I felt rejected. I felt abandoned based on your answer. And your answer was fair. It was how you felt. You mm-hmm. get what I'm saying? But it didn't feel good. And and I don't think it was meant to feel bad. It was just matter of fact. And it was unexpected. So I'm using that as an example to say how sometimes we're experiencing certain things or we're going through certain things and we may not even recognize that that's what it is. Or in the middle of just everyday life, you can realize, oops, I got some stuff in here, or I didn't experience some stuff and I need to deal with it now. This is the residue of. You could be having a regular conversation with someone and realize, dang, I'm messed up. And I'm going to give one more example just so that people will understand.
Let me say this. The good thing about what you just said is that you were able to step back. Mm-hmm. So, and I always say, for me, when I have situations like that, it's like kind of like an out of body experience. I can step out of my own ish and look around and be like, oh, you know what? Hey, it's me. I'm the problem. Right. So that is a very good thing. That's a good sign.
So, anybody else jump in, and I'll do my next example later.
I had my experience like that was with my daughter, like my youngest daughter.
Can we hear him on there? Okay.
Yeah, my experience like that was with her. Like my dad, rest in peace, had like a weird way of parenting that I didn't really agree with, but it made me the parent that I was, you know. But I was teaching her to read, and this little girl, she always up to something. So everything she was trying to do with me to get out of what we were doing, I saw it from a mile away because it's exactly what I would do. And it made me so angry, you know, that I reacted to her in a way. And then she made one face. And that face triggered an emotion in me because I felt the emotion she had because I had the same emotion. And then when I remembered why, my correction of it was to do what I wanted, and it changed the dynamics of everything.
So let me ask you a question. Seeing her face,
Right.
what was it that she felt?
She
If
was
you put a word to it.
She was just being herself. She was being uncomfortable, but I didn't want her to do it that way. I wanted her to do it my way, you know? And like instead of letting her express it and come around to that, I just wanted to cut it out. And it just like I said, it took me back to me. And that moment helped me understand my father a little bit more, because that made me realize that the reason he was the way he was because he saw so much of himself in me that it's like, you know, he just wanted to, he knew what it was and he just wanted to cut it out instead of like let me go through it and you know. So when I saw that, it's like I was able to show her what to do with it then. Instead of just trying to change it, let me show you how to do it. Yeah. And it just changed the dynamics of our relationship. And like that was something I got to talk to him about before he passed.
Oh, that's good.
So that was like a beautiful moment too, you know. But that was really like a you know? Like that was a moment like that for me.
That reminds me of something like with me being a boy mom, having all sons. I tell people that there were times that I disciplined my children because I was a woman. You know, you need to be this. You know, you need to be tough or you need to be strong. You can't be too soft on them. You can't whatever. But in watching them sometimes, in parenting them or disciplining them, I realized that there was a fine line in parenting them and crushing them. So when you talk about your daughter and seeing her face, seeing my son's face, there were times that I was like, hey, you need to pump your brakes because you ain't trying to crush them. So what I saw in their face was, you ain't trying to crush them. You're trying to get them to get it, but you ain't trying to crush them. But as a parent, we parent out of fear because we trying to protect them or we don't want them to make some of the same mistakes. We parent them out of our ill experiences. Right, that's what I'm saying, right. Because it didn't work for us or we see the news or we know what happened in our bloodline or your daddy was like this or your mama was like that. So in trying to protect them or out of fear or trying to control, you know, it's still all out of fear. But you want... You're doing what you think is best, but when you can put yourself in... one, in your child's shoes, and two, in your parents' shoes, like you said, then you can parent differently. And being able to acknowledge that parenting doesn't come with instructions. And it's not a foolproof book that says if you do ABC, your kid's going to turn out perfect. No, it's trial and error. And your first children are usually your fuck-up children. You know what I'm saying? And realizing that your children are individuals. And I had to realize, although I have 6 sons and they're all boys, you know what I'm saying? All of them have different temperaments. And yeah, all of them have different temperaments. And I'm going to leave it at that for now. So,
well, what
coaching.
you're saying brings me back to a conversation that my son and I had. And I was talking to him, and we were talking about relationships and stuff like that.
Hold on, were you mom or were you coaching at this time?
I was in coach mode,
Okay.
but I was reverted back to mom mode, so it was a trigger. I just thought
That's
about
why I
that.
just said
Yeah.
that. That's why I asked.
So, and he was like, "Well, mom, I don't like. That's why I don't like yelling, because you yelled at me, da 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 da." And I'm like, "When did I yell at you? I mean, I know I yelled at you, but if I yelled, I'm pretty sure it was deserving, right? I'm not just gonna be blatant la 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 la." So he gave me a time in his adulthood. It wasn't as a child, it wasn't as an adult. And I was like, oh my God, I done messed up my child. I was really like, wow. So that was an aha moment, and it brought me back to when, as an adult, my mother, loved my father, close to both of them, can talk to them about anything up under the sun. There is nothing that I can't talk to my parents about. But my mother, if something was wrong with me, and I was like, Mom, I don't want to talk about it right now. It was like, oh no, you're going to talk about it because I want to talk about it. And I realized that that's where my son was going. And I was like, I stopped, and I was no longer in coach mode. I was in mom mode,
Right.
and I had to apologize. And I let him know that that was never my intent to do that to him. And I understood how he felt. But as you stated, a lot of times parenting, we don't get an instruction. There's no book. And then a lot of times we're going by what we saw, right? So we are a product of our environment. And so we're going by the things that we learn. And then, sometimes you say, oh, it was good enough for me. It's good enough for them. It didn't kill me. It didn't break me. Da, da, da. But that's not always, it's not always the case. So it's an enlightening experience. And you learn, you grow, and you can move on.
Anybody else? Jump in.
I like to piggyback off of what you all are saying about the kids. The way I totally agree with everybody. The way I experienced with my kids, I had to realize that anything that breathes air has a brain, have its own way of thinking, and life is moving. So what you might see, your siblings, your kids might not see. Even your person next to you might not see, because you could be 1 footstep ahead, 5 footsteps. You could be months ahead of that person, and they won't. When they get to their point, it's changed. So, and they might view it different based on their life experiences. And when you're talking to your kids, I guess like he was saying about his parents, I never was the type to just say no. I would explain to you why I said no. I give you an example.
Not because
Can I
I
ask you one
said so.
question? So, the reason why you give an explanation is why,
Because I wanted an explanation when I was young.
and you didn't get it.
I didn't get one.
So that's what I'm saying.
It was just, hey, I said it, I'm grown, and because
I'm the
grown,
parent,
No, because I said so.
right? But I'm
Because I
the
said
parent,
so.
so I
Yeah.
said so, and that's all
So
you
when
got.
you telling that to a person to a human being, regardless of the age,
Correct.
that's not a good answer. But
Good enough.
a lot of time with parenting, you tend to repeat a cycle. So I didn't like it. So I never used that rule with my kids. So I felt like I would explain to you to get a better understanding, because we don't need to depart with you having an attitude, all kind of things. You try to figure out how you're going to do it, and then something else happened, and I got to come back. So to avoid issues, I would always explain to you. So I'm going to give you like a small example. I told my son, he said, Dad, can I have such and so-and-so? I said, you can have anything. I want you to have whatever you want. but this is how much money we have. We're gonna pay all these bills, and this is what's left. Now, when we spend what's left, what we're gonna do if the hot water heater go out? What we're gonna do if the starter go out in the car? How you gonna get to the skating ring that you want to go to? If the car tear up, I can't take you to the skating ring. I can't take you to basketball practice. So just because you have extra, or just because you have something left over, I'm not gonna say extra, because you have something left over, you just can't spend it. So I said, well, I told him start saving your money.
That's right.
And whatever little bit of money you have, I said, once you save it, then I take you and let you spend it all. Once he started saving his own money, he didn't want to spend it.
Exactly. Exactly.
So a lot of times you had to use almost like reverse psychology.
Yep.
You can't holler at them. You can't shout at them. Even though they push your button, you had to woo-saw a lot of time. And back like how you were saying, people just walk up to you and start talking to you. Sometimes it's an air or aura that a person have, because I have people that do that to me also. And I have to be held accountable for the answer I give them. So I feel like it's a gift when a stranger approach you. Or even like, for instance, I had a man that I probably seen him twice that I can remember, but he said he don't see me 1,000 times. And he said it was something about me that he said, I want to give you some flowers, man, while you're living. Wow. So I was like, wow. He said, man, because every time I see you, it seems like you on point. And I was like, whoa. So and there was a person beside me was cracking a joke. Oh, man, da-da-da-da-da. I said, that's a problem that we have as men.
Right.
I can't say about ladies, but men, we won't compliment another man.
Right.
Or we won't ask another man, how do you do it to become a better person? Most time, when you get a group of men together, they think you're talking about sex, sports, or something crazy. But no, a group of men don't come together and say, hey, man, how's your health? You know what I mean? Have you saving any money? You know, you ever thought about why this is happening? You know, we never try to give you some information to help make you a better person.
Okay. And Carolyn said she had something to say.
Yeah, that was really powerful what you shared. With the way I was raised, I wish to God that my mother and father was honest with me about the mistakes that they made, because I feel that I wouldn't have made as many mistakes as I did if they would have just told me the truth. Now, the only thing Daddy told me was, Carolyn, don't open up that Pandora's box. I said, Pandora? Who's Pandora? I'm trying to figure out where did Pandora come from and why is she in a box? And then he told me, I said, what is she, Jack in the Box cousin or something? Because he kept saying, you can't get her back in once she get out. So that was his way of telling me, once I experience sex, it's going to be very hard to control it. So what I end up doing, I end up being too open with my daughter. And I told her the mistakes I made. I said, look, Mama done made enough mistakes for me, you, your baby's baby. And nobody have to make these mistakes if they just listen to Mama and Grandmama and great-grandmama. Because Grandmama done wrote the book. And all you got to do is read it and you won't fail. You won't go wrong. So, but my father, just like y'all said, ask him a question. It's because I said so.
But your father, I want to say this to not interrupt, but interrupt. Your father would be how old right now?
My dad would be 90.
Okay, so your daddy was 2 generations from a slave. My uncle, so I'm no pun intended.
Right.
But I'm saying because of the generation they grew up in, because your father was the oldest, and my grandmother was the oldest, so they're siblings. but the oldest boy, the oldest girl. They grew up in a generation that if you a couple of from the slave master, you were told, and that's just what it was. And you do it to keep the peace, and you follow and just listen and obey, and that's just it. You don't think, you just obey. So because he was that, again, what I had to learn, and what I hope people do gather, and even I hope that Coach Kimmy would tell people, is that our parents did the best that they knew how with the information that they had.
Yes.
And we have to forgive them and let them know. And especially like what Yuri said, once we become parents ourselves, we try to do different and better than our parents did. To what you said on giving too much information.
Right.
I don't know if we give too much information, but we all have an intention to do better than our parents did as far as informing and equipping. So even though you feel like you gave too much information and you may have crippled or enabled or whatever the case may be, you did the best that you knew how.
I want to interject. So, right, because there were things that I shared with my daughter about my mistakes and my errors, and, you know, she kind of like looked at me, you know, like, really, Mama, you did that? You know, so now I'm not feeling like I'm feeling like I done let her down. I'm not really a good role model. No, I said, Mo, all I'm trying to do is be real with you and help you to understand that what you're going through, I've already done it. And she's thinking, no, Mama, you couldn't have
but that may be, but see, that
done
may be
what I'm doing. And when I find out what she doing, I said, baby, let me tell you something. It was worse.
right.
I told her.
Listen,
She couldn't believe it.
Have y'all seen y'all parents and your parents? And I'm saying this as your cousin. Okay, so you say sanctified filled with the Holy Ghost, right?
Amen.
Okay, so
oh, Lord.
right, so because you raised your daughter,
Partially.
either way, that's who she sees you as before you gave her that story.
Right, right.
So oftentimes as parents, we done arrived. Like our aunts. My grandmama, right?
Right.
So our aunts done arrived. I remember I got pregnant at 15, had a baby at 16, and you know, I wasn't gonna be shit for the rest of my life, right? From the saints, my family. But I remember my mama telling me that people gonna talk about me whether I do good or bad.
Right.
And I remember my mama saying, they saved and sanctified now.
Right. But she
But
remember.
my mama grew up in a generation when they was in the house of Dracula in New York City, when they were playing cards and smoking and drinking and partying and da-da-da. But I didn't see my grandmama and my aunts and my uncles in that light, because when I came along, everybody a preacher, everybody saved, sanctified, filled with the Holy Ghost, fire baptized.
Come on.
And we going to hell. I felt like, before my mama said this to me, I came from an apple tree, but somehow when I hit the ground, my ass was an orange.
That's hilarious, but I hear what you're saying.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Because they made it seem like I was so different.
Right.
And I looked different than what they looked like today.
Right.
But my mama said, hell no, they was orange too.
Right.
They just done put on some perfume and some makeup and a wig. And they look like they're apple, but they're orange too. So what I'm saying is, when you look at your daughter, and thank God for salvation.
Right.
Okay, so the mama heroine that you are now, then no, you don't look like what you came from. So that's why it's unbelievable to
my
her.
daughter.
So that's why I was going to say why you may not have given her too much information, but letting her know that you're human.
Right.
And I'm a woman, and I was young, and I had you young, and I didn't know, and I was inexperienced, and life has taught me. And in my experiences and my poor choices and all blah, 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 now I've turned into Mama Heroine that you see now. But I ain't started out this way.
Exactly.
So it ain't that you gave too much. It's just that she doesn't. She needs to differentiate between the two.
Right.
And because she don't jump on it like you want her to jump on it, don't mean she won't. Because at her age, you weren't who you are today.
True that. But there was some. But there was some things.
So give her
at
time and grace
age,
is what I'm saying.
But there was something at her age. By the time I turned 29, well, I was married from 18 to 28. So
Right.
then when I went through my divorce, I was my husband's virgin. And so right after that divorce, it was brand new to me. He was the only man I knew. So getting out here in the world, meeting men, I thought when a man want to have sex with you, he was in love with you and he loved you because all I knew.
And you learned.
All I knew was that I was married and my husband liked to have sex because he said he loved me. So
You associated the two.
I associated. But by the time I turned 29, took me about a year and a half making my mistakes, that a man don't exactly love you or in love with you to have sex. He's really in love with himself. And he will say anything, including I will marry you, anything to get between your legs. And I was trying, and it seemed to take my daughter a little bit longer to figure that out.
But is it that it took her longer, or is it that the generation of young people now, free love is free love. Sex is sex. It just is what it is. I'm doing it because I want to. So our standards and our values are definitely different than the younger generation.
But then she's hurt because she's really thinking, because the guy kept pursuing and wanting sex, that he was sincere about really wanting to be with her and build a marriage.
Okay, so that's the topic we're going to get to later with the guys.
So the last thing I want to say,
you can't.
So today, my 15-year-old grandbaby, we have a better understanding than me and mama.
Right.
Than me and my daughter. Because she is, I'm so shocked how me and my granddaughter, who's 15, the conversation that we have, I expect for my daughter to have that kind of conversation with me.
But your granddaughter has her dad, and
she's
she's watching both of y'all, and she wants to do different. That's all.
Yeah, she's definitely taking notes.
So I do want Kimmy, because we putting Kimmy on the spot. Kimmy, if you were lifing with us, coaching us as Coach Kimmy, what nuggets do you have thus far on any of the topics, any of the subject matter thus far?
Everybody said and touched on everything really, really well. So, in regards to relationships with your kids and the next generation, as you stated, we all are, our parents are one way, and then the generation, we all want to do better. So, growing up, you'd be like, ugh, I'm not gonna do my kids like that. I didn't, because you don't like that. So, and I always say, even with dealing with my son, his father wasn't really there, and I never talked negative about his father to him because he will see. You don't have to bash the parent. They'll see. The child will see for themselves when they get older. So, and I always said, one or two things were going to happen. And it can go one or two ways. Either he's going to be, because of that, he becomes a product of his environment and becomes a better parent and make sure that he's there. Or he'll be just like his father and be absent. So I'm very proud of him. He is a good parent. Could he be better? Of course, we all could be better. Of course, but for the most part, I am proud of him in the way that he parents his children. So, yeah.
So we got Yanni over there. In a minute, we're going to ask you to jump in.
Wake up, Yanni.
Okay, we're going to go with Roscoe first.
I just wanted
Your
to.
thoughts?
I agree with you, Carolyn, because I didn't want to repeat the cycle of my father and my uncles. And so, like you were saying about your daughter.
Repeat it, how? What?
Well, like, say, for instance, a lot of kids.
They had a lot of kids.
They had a lot of kids, a lot of different women that have your offsprings. Okay. With my daughter, I only got one daughter. And so, the way my dad was with me, my dad was like, hey, well, your mom, da-da-da-da-da, you go down there, you just a whole bunch of mouth.
Right.
With boys, so boys look at mama as nagging. Well, with my dad, he like, hey, you make that bed, you got to lie in it, you're going to be responsible, that's on you. And he said, I'm not going to tell you not to, But when you do, just be manful with the consequence that comes along with it. And like even today, I teach my kids about education, finance, and romance. All three of those play together. No education, no finance. No finance, no romance. And it goes back and forth. But with my daughter, I tell her, hey, you gonna find a guy you might like. And yes, men do lie to women and say, hey, just to have sex with them. But I never did anything like that because to me, I always felt like it go both ways. But depending on the era and the generation that you're in, like in our generation, if a man is pursuing a woman and don't approach her physically, a lot of times women think something wrong with him.
Right.
Now, some men are over-aggressive, so I always teach my daughter, and I would teach the grandbabies that's coming up, hey, men going to say all kind of stuff. They're going to do all kind of things to try to persuade you. Do it if you want to. Don't let them hold that over your head. Don't go with the expectation. Because after y'all finish doing the shenanigan, now what's next? And so a lot of girls, and I understand your situation because of how you was raised and your husband, and I totally agree with that. I don't see no shades of gray in that. But with a lot of these young ladies today, they are just as aggressive as males.
That's true.
And,
Lord, more so.
I hear a lot of platforms where men are just we the worst thing. Like it said, we can't live without y'all, but y'all can't live without us. We go together. It's a reason why it's a male and female, a light bulb to a lamp. But on a lot of different platforms, we always hear the man getting bashed by the females. Like you never hear, like I have been around a group of guys in a barbershop. I never heard of, seen guys come in. I had a friend went blind because his wife left him. He went blind. And I'm not going to get long-winded. He went blind because his wife left him. And when she took him back, his sight came back.
Wow.
Now that's love, Darren. That's love.
And if you think about it,
Can't say what love got to do with it.
you know how people say, and that was his way of blocking the loss.
That's true. That's true.
It's just like if you keep getting hit on his arm.
Never you can heal your life.
If you keep getting hit on his arm, you're going to start putting his arm behind you and putting the good arm in front.
Yep.
So your body have a way of doing all different type of things.
Self-preservation.
But the thing is what I'm saying, men, we always, like in the groups, I hear guys say, man, I messed up, man. But I never heard a group of women say they messed up with their husband.
Because you don't be around women.
Right.
But what I'm saying, you hear nobody say, you don't never hear a woman say she was trifling.
I have.
But I'm just saying, that's because she lost her husband. I like a fence. I don't heard guys say, man, when I met my wife, she was always dressed nice. She would go to bed, nice garments and stuff like that. Now she get in bed, sweatpants on, a bonnet on, and things of that nature. And so he's like, whoa, what happened? And he said, I keep myself together because I don't feel like I fell off to her. And so, because women think men are sexual driven, I just give him some, he should be happy. It's more to men
Right.
I agree.
than sex.
I will agree
But
100%.
The world market sex is a man, almost a male chauvinist type thing. But it's not that way. Because a lot of men be surprised. They be like, man, I wish I would never slept with her. Because now, why? For
Soul
all
tie.
apparent reasons.
Soul tie.
She, we don't think
They ain't thinking about soul
They
tie.
ain't thinking about soul tie, but I
Because she was crazy.
right now I can't.
But they
say
still
no
go
man.
back.
Okay. Keep talking for a minute so
So,
we can let Yanni go.
a lot
'Cause she
of
quiet
time,
over there tonight, and we're
I
going to
just-
let Godmama say something.
I just feel like men, we are always push down when a group of women are talking. You know, it takes two.
What do you mean push down? Like
Like,
push down
for instance,
the emotions or feelings or?
Go ahead and coach him.
Like, I mean by push down. If a guy don't physically take it, or somebody and she give it to him willingly, several times, don't be upset if you don't get the outcome that you was expecting.
You better say that. You better preach that.
You know what I mean?
That's on both sides.
It's on both sides. So now, if a guy is drugging a woman, you know, abusing a woman to get her to do something, yeah, I have a problem with that.
That's rape.
Well, I don't want to use that word.
Well, it is what it is.
But
I mean,
You taking this rape, but men get raped too.
yeah, they do,
Yes. So
and abused.
Right.
you know,
Wow.
it's just.
I just never
Never
done
mind.
it.
Give me another one.
Just go ahead and tell the story.
So a lot of time, I just see men get talked about in a negative way on all different TV shows. They say we always leave our families. They say we part ways. But hey, some women don't want the man no more. I had a female coworker. Her husband paying her child support, but he was a milkman, so he wasn't making as much money. She told him he can have the kids, and she'll pay him child support. If I can pay the same thing he pay, I pay him child support, and he can keep the kids.
Wow.
So, but so this is what I tell my son. There's 3 sides to every story. There's the woman's side, the man's side, and then there's the truth.
Right. I always say that.
So, I mean, you can go by hearsay, right? You can say that she said that she didn't want to take, you know, she could pay the kid, you know, give him the kids and pay the child support or what, but you don't know the background of the story or what was really going on behind that. And that's not me saying that I'm taking up for the woman. It's just the truth. We don't know. And when even in talking to people, and they come up and tell me something, I'm not going to sit around and try to figure out, oh, were they telling me the truth? Or I'm not going to go that deep with it. You said what you said, and okay, that's your opinion or your thoughts or whatever, but I'm not going to go to the point where, you know, I'm trying to focus on that. So and that's what I've always told my son. Even when I am coaching him, I always tell him, is your side, is your partner's side, and then there's the truth. And you have to be able to remove yourself, which is not an easy situation. And even dealing with my marriage and talking to my husband, I do check-ins with him. I ask him about how he's doing, how do he feel like we're going, relationship-wise. And there's been times when he told me, hey, well, you had me wondering because you were getting real reckless around here. And I was like, hey, what do you mean?
Right.
And he told me some of the things I said. And I was like, okay, well, let me apologize for that. Didn't mean to, you know, offend or hurt you or whatever the emotions brought up. But I said that for a reason. And we got into the conversation of where that came about, whether it was a trigger or whether or not it was something that he didn't realize he had said that got that reaction out of me. So, but we communicate, we talk, and we keep an open dialect. And that's any relationship. I always say, if it ends in a ship, it's either 2 people or a group. And you all have to work together. Because if one person is pulling to the left and the other person is pulling to the right, it's going to break. You're going to split it.
It ain't going nowhere. It's going to stand still.
That part. You all have to work together.
Yes, and because, Harold, you were into music, so you know about major and minor, pentatonic, augmented. Well, you can play the same song, but play it in a different key and get a whole
True.
total different meaning.
Yep.
but the words are the same. So a lot of time, I studied music, and my instructor, the guy said, "Well, what style of music you like to play?
Mm-hmm.
Not what type." I said, "Type and style is the same thing, right?" He said, "No." He said,
Right.
"Because," he said, "I'm gonna give you an example. Country western is the white man blues.
Right.
Blues,
It's the black.
the Mississippi Delta, is the black man version of it."
Right.
And he said, like, for instance, if you're going to play a song at a wedding, you won't start off in a minor key. If you're going to play Here Come the Bride, you're going to play it in a major key. Because the sound is bing, sort of boom, like that. So a lot of time, the English language is just like music. We can use the same word, but have a different meaning. So a lot of time when we talking to our mates or our children, we say something, and they don't get it. That's one reason I don't like text messages.
Ooh.
Unless a person can really write well in a text message.
Yeah, call me.
Yeah, a text message can cause problems. Right.
Oh, and then capitalize. Oh, you yelling at me? You screaming?
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
people, a lot of the English language, and when you come to communication, and depending on how level, and depending on your background and what you've been through, a lot of time with men and their women, we don't never want to hurt y'all in no form of fashion, words, physically, mentally, any kind of way. So when we give y'all an answer, we're not giving you an answer to hurt you or to be negative. It's in just letting you know how we feel. And when a man lets you know how he feel, it don't mean that, oh, I want you sleeping in the bed midnight, or I don't want to be bothered with you, or we're not going to dinner, we're not going to go do our walk that we always do every Tuesday. I'm just telling you how I feel. Let's move forward. But because women, whatever past they have, and whatever might go through a woman's head, I don't know.
Well, we won't say women. Let's say people.
Well, we saying a male and a female, so.
Yeah, but men can have that reaction as well.
Right.
So that's why I was saying we won't
Right.
say.
There are some, like for instance, I got a male friend. To me, I don't think he respect authority because of what happened with him and his dad. So I took a time, so it helped me understood why he always react on something simple. You be talking about the football game, and he go totally left. Like, man, it's not that serious. We just talking about something that both of us was watching on the same TV.
Well, you have some men who have been in previous relationships or marriage, and they can be triggered from those relationships and marriages as well. So that's why I said we're gonna not say women, because it's not a woman thing. It's a person people thing, because we're talking about relationships. And when you start talking about relationships, you're talking about two people in communicating, talking together. And when you be around people, it's natural to build emotions, right? And form bonds. So
Would you say emotion or would you say feelings?
both.
We all love each other in here because we've been around each other.
Right.
We're spending time, so we have
And I look
feelings,
forward, right?
and we can get emotional if y'all
Right.
don't show up.
Like Prima and I can have a conversation, and I can get emotional behind our conversation. So I've developed feelings, and we've bonded. However, that topic made me have emotions.
Okay, but
I can tell this.
Can I give you from a
Earlier-
man point of view? If we have a conversation, us three here, I won't call it emotion, and you can ask them.
Okay.
It's just my take.
So you would use what, feelings?
I like, hey, this is my boy. I know what he's going through. I respect his feelings. I wouldn't call it emotion. What about y'all guys?
Would y'all use the word I'm in my emotions or I'm in my feelings? Is that what you're trying to say?
No, I respect his feelings. I'm not in my feelings. I'm not
Okay.
emotional. I respect what my partner going through.
Okay.
But so that's a male and male
Right.
relationship too. So that's kind of different.
Then a female to female relationship.
Or
Or male to female.
Or male to male. So this bonding is going to be different from this bonding, right?
Right.
And then this bonding is going to be different from this bonding.
Right.
So this bonding is going to be feelings and emotional.
Right.
This bonding may just be, hey man, I respect, and that's
We
because
just deal from like a rational perspective, like what makes sense.
What you think
But-
is
but
rational,
when
what
you're-
you think makes sense.
Right.
Let's be clear.
But when you're opposite sex, right? But opposite sex, y'all do get in y'all emotions.
Like
Y'all don't. So are y'all saying when y'all are dealing with a woman, y'all don't get emotional?
No, because we get emotional. If a man get emotional, I'm telling you from a man.
That's why men kill their women.
Because
Because they ain't emotional.
But
right,
you
that's
just
my
said
point.
they don't get
Okay,
emotional.
we both can be right.
Well,
both
yeah.
can be right, and that's what I learned in relationship.
Agree to disagree.
That,
Yeah.
that 5 plus 4 is 9. So is 6 plus 3. With both of them, this is how you get to 9. 9 minus 10 minus 1 is 9.
I'm gonna use this as an example.
We both right.
Earlier when I said, remember when I said, because we gotta let Yanni and Joey speak, and then we're gonna let God Mama pray for us if she can't think of nothing else to do. So,
Amen.
so
Yeah.
an example. Remember when I said today, Joey done wasn't here, Harold done wasn't here. I said this has been an emotional week. Today is a different day, and however I felt, however I expressed how I felt, I said, but I still showed up and I felt good. But I can tell that they were emotional because of how I expressed how my day went and what I was, and I was vague, but that's not my normal. So, and I said I felt heavy, and whatever happened with me today that made me feel different, and I could tell they were emotional, and I could feel they were emotional because we have a relationship, we have a bond. I'm not saying y'all heard me. Y'all heard me. I feel like he's kind of emotional just because he knows some of it before we got here. But he heard me still. You get what I'm saying? And it's different here than here. But I do feel like when it's opposite sex, to say that you're not emotional, I don't feel like it's that you're fully aware that you're emotional. I'm not going to say that it's dishonest. I'm not going to say that it's a lie. I'm going to say that as a male, you may not be fully aware of whether it's feelings or emotions. Yeah, so.
And that also comes from, when you think about it. Right. Oh, you got to be tough. You got to be this. You can't cry.
Society has it to where men. Okay, somebody just said society has it to where men can't be emotional because that shows a sign of weakness in their mind. But for a woman, I'm gonna tell you one thing. That's a lie, because women who see a man that's emotional, I'm gonna say me. If I see a man that's willing to be transparent, that's willing to be emotional, to express his feelings and his emotions, then it's a turn on. It lights my fire. One, because I feel like you feel free enough to be vulnerable with me.
You trusted
Right.
me. Yes.
Because I'm free enough.
Better connection. Y'all are now on the same
page. Right.
You said you heavy. I'm like, yeah, what can I do for
Right,
you? Automatically.
right.
I'll talk to her
Yes.
after the show.
After the show,
Them
right.
niggas is just sitting there like, right. Okay.
All right.
Well, I'll make you feel better.
Right. If I can wipe your tears, and not saying that you gotta cry, but I want you to feel safe with me.
Yep.
Right.
And I want to feel safe with you. I don't want to feel guarded. I feel guarded outside. I feel like I have to fight in the world all the time. I don't want to have to put this up when I'm with you. I want to be able to just
Cry.
right. You know what I'm saying? That's what I want to feel. But that's not always the case.
But men not telling you not to feel that way.
But if you like, oh,
Men would never tell their women.
so
not
you
to
were
be.
rough. You had a rough day.
Right.
Men would not.
I feel you. I
Men,
feel you.
men,
I'm not emotional.
Men would never tell their woman not to cry or nothing like that. But what we're saying as men, we respect everything y'all go through and what y'all endure, especially as y'all been in our case. So,
Rez, that mean we gotta stop. Can we have like 10 minutes because we need these three to respond. We're waiting on these three to respond.
I had like one quick thing.
Okay,
with that.
we gotta leave.
Like when you said that, my first thought was like, damn, I wonder what's wrong. Like, what's the problem?
So
like,
you got
how can we
emotions.
fix it?
Okay.
Nah, I was
Thank
more
you.
thinking of like,
Y'all watch me on TikTok.
what is
I did
wrong?
something
You
today
know,
I ain't
it
never
was
did.
more like find the problem, fix it.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess Yanni, her emotion might be like, oh, I feel it. Like she might like more
Who the
like
hell is Yanni? My name got a survivor.
got a survivor.
Got a survivor. You know we say Yanni. Okay.
Got a survivor.
Yanni
She
Blanks.
might be
Hold
more
on.
like in sharing with the feeling, but like I'm not. I hear the feeling, I acknowledge the feeling, but like, how do I fix it? Like that's where my brain is working.
We're trying to fix it too.
Whereas I think the females, they more like go through the feeling. All right, like we're gonna experience it with you and feel it with you, and you know, like I think that's the big difference between how we both approach it.
You just said we
I
process and you don't, is what you said.
So I
Yeah,
need
'cause we wanna
Joey.
fix.
It's
not
nurturing.
process, you know.
I need Joey and Yanni Blanks and God, my Margaret over here before Red shut us down.
I think.
I know everybody. Just
I
name me
think.
whatever.
I
Oh, you
think.
know.
I think. I think.
Okay, go ahead with Joey.
I think we definitely all have emotions. We just express them differently.
Thank you.
I think that for you to say that you had a long day and the females can relate to you better than the men.
No, when I said it, how they
Yeah,
responded.
definitely. I think that, that's natural because it's like if we came home and we were at the bar and we were like, we had a long day at work, men will be able to relate to that more than if I just told you I had a long day at work. You'd be like, oh, okay, honey, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? I don't expect you to understand the labor I did or the numbers I punched in, or just like you can't expect me to understand the female traits or the female situations you went through. Not saying that the person can't be empathetic, but for you to put them on a same standard for these women to understand you, kind of unfair because, these women probably have been through similar situations and similar emotions that men will never and have never been through. So that's the only thing I'm saying for you to expect a man to understand what you went through. If you had a long day, yeah, he can be like, I'm sorry, babe, but you can't really truly expect him to understand because we don't know what you guys truly go through,
Because we don't want to feel it, we want to fix it.
So okay,
That's
so
understandable.
Yeah.
But you, I'm gonna let you go back
Solve the
and watch what
problem.
I said.
I
I said I was heavy. I was heavy today. Today was a heavy day.
Yeah, we're not.
And
gonna
it was
understand that.
different.
We're not gonna understand that. What does that mean?
Heavy?
It's heavy. Every day is heavy for a man.
Every day heavy for me.
That's what I'm saying. So we're not gonna understand. You say that you heavy. It's not gonna relate the same as you say.
So I just need to spell it out. Like
it's
chores,
just like-
I need to spell it out.
Not even. It's just that as a man and
What
a
you say,
woman,
goddess
it's
about
like the relationship is gonna be different. So your heavy might be different from my heavy. You might be talking about a menstrual cycle heavy, and I don't know.
I would never say
I
that
wouldn't
to
say
you.
heavy, right?
But what I'm saying is, though,
Nobody
that
would
might
say
be
that.
added, that might be added to your heaviness.
That
You
is
see
not
what
why
I'm
I felt her heavy.
I understand, but what I'm saying is your heavy might be different from a male's heavy. So
It's a bad
women
example.
might be able to relate.
Yeah, because your heavy is lifting the car.
My heavy might
Your heavy is lifting the car.
Joey.
My heavy is
My heavy-
lifting people around me.
Your heavy might be your soap opera didn't come on this morning. So
Oh,
so-
stop.
so-
Stop.
That's what I'm saying.
Not me.
Some people
Not me. Y'all know me.
agree.
That's all I'm saying.
Okay, you made your point. I got it. Now we need Yanni to say something. Yanni Survivor, Yanni Blanks.
Is anything?
Say something. I wanted to see if you wanted to say anything about Coach Kimmy's.
Yeah,
that's what
one more thing. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Gotta Survive because you know me and you like this. I think Coach Kimmy's show is going to be great because she's a strong woman, and I think that the Empowerment HQ is a good name because that is what a lot of women who watch your show is going to relate to. Because from hearing you talk about how you used to work with Marta and you were like one of the few women there and all that, not many women have done that, but a lot of women have been strong in their own way. So I think that anybody that watches your show, at least something they can take away from it is how to maneuver and how to, take away some of your strength tips. So, yeah.
And for
Congrats.
men too.
Oh, yeah, men too,
Okay,
definitely.
so
Thank you.
But
That's what
mostly
she was
women.
And I'm looking forward to it because I never met a female that we agree on a lot of the same things. And it's not like I
She's
coerced her.
rare. She
It's
is
not
rare.
like I coerced her, try to say any trick words. We just hit on the same thing. So I think her show be great. You'll have a lot of male followers because you keep it 100.
Wednesdays, y'all, from 8 to 9 on Caribbean Life Radio after you find her on Live 365 app. So go ahead, Goddess Survivor.
Sure. Very positive. Well, I agree and disagree with everything that we have already said.
As usual.
I wanted to know, thus far, have you ran into a couple or even an individual who basically you life is lifing, you life coaching, and they like, fuck this. What do you do with them? Or have you dealt with that? Or what do you do with that?
Does that mean that they don't want to do the work?
Like, exactly.
Okay.
When it started getting hard.
I have not ran into someone who said that they didn't want to go through the process once they committed. I have ran into people who said that they don't believe in life coaching is not for them. They feel like can't no one tell them how to do their relationships.
So what do you do? Why is this important to you? Why did you say no? This is still
Well, so it's not my job to change your mind.
Right,
So
right,
the
right.
job of the life coach, first of all, you have to be willing and
Yes,
wanting
great.
to make the change. You have
Right.
to be willing and wanting to do the work. My job is not to convince you that you need to do the work. So once you have to be a willing participant.
people need to know that.
Because if they say no, then I'm going to say gone.
Well, it's not gone, but I
But that's what we saying. Gone,
But
then you want
but I respect your opinions, right? I respect that's your belief because again, we all have free will, and there's nothing wrong with that. If that's the way you feel, I respect you 100%. I respect your belief. I respect your opinions, and my feelings not hurt. We good,
Do you have homework?
Because that's your relationship.
right?
Okay.
It's just because that's y'all relationship.
Go ahead and then let's let mother over here
sounds
pray us
like-
out.
Y'all remember that show,
God,
Put a
Mom.
Ring on It?
Uh-huh.
Oh my God, we got another Put a Ring on It. I mean, y'all engaged for 3 and 6 years, and you still don't know?
Right.
When you gonna put a ring on it? So,
Hey, I dated my husband a year and 6 months into the relationship he proposed. We dated the rest of the year and then we got married.
And she going to share that on her show.
absolutely. So this is your calling, and I look forward to the to hearing your program. And if you need any help, call me.
What day is it on?
Wednesdays from 8 to 9 p.m. up here. And, you know, Kimmy, you can tell them where to find you if anybody wants to come or however you want to do that. You ain't got nothing to say to us tonight.
Yes,
Just say
she do.
something.
She got something.
I don't have nothing to say. I just come, this is my first night.
Oh, you just coming to observe?
Listen.
Well, just bless
Yeah, we
us
heard
then.
about
Just
you,
say
God,
bless
Mom.
y'all. God bless y'all or something. You said you like to pray.
You got good advice.
Oh, she got plenty of good advice.
I know.
Now.
Just say something. Say God, Jesus will, something.
Said Jesus will.
She got.
There you go. She said.
Okay, I know what. So when I met my godmom, I'm gonna say this real quick. When I met my godmom, of course, you know, she had plenty of advice for me, especially what I'm going through at this time. So what I think it is, she's just not used to being in a conversation where the language is French.
Oh,
She's used to English.
I'm making you nervous.
And so, but she always got plenty of advice for me. So I just kind of want her to see you all
Okay.
like me, and then she'll have something to say.
Well, next time you come or you watch us, then we ain't trying to pressure you, but you know, we just wanted you to give us, you know, you the woman of wisdom this
She
hour.
does have a daughter who just married at the age of 45,
Okay.
who stayed with her. They lived together until she turned 45 and got married.
Well, look at God.
Oh,
She said 47. All right
I
now.
married when she was 47.
Okay.
Well, that's a blessing then.
47, 46 last
Okay.
year. Yeah, she just been married a year.
Well, look at God.
and
Nice
so
and wholesome.
she stayed a good girl until she got married.
That's God. That's
She
all
didn't
that
have a
praying.
choice.
All that praying that she said she liked to do.
Yes.
Okay. Everybody complete. Bless God.
I got a joke.
Okay, what's the joke since we're doing jokes? And then we're going to say good night.
Why did the chicken cross the road?
Right. That's it.
To run from the killer.
Because
Yeah.
Because I got it.
That was a good one. That was a good one. Like Roscoe joke.
Right. Hi, my name is Kimmy. I'm with Lifing with Coach Kimmy. Come check out my new show every Wednesday starting March the 6th from 8 to 9. I look forward to seeing you guys here on Caribbean Life Radio and Caribbean Life TV. Please come check me out.
Yay! How you feel, Kimmy? You ready?
I'm anxious. I am, which is what I stated at the beginning of today. This week has went real fast. I tried to slow it down just a little bit, pump the brakes. It's not stopping, so hey, it is what it is. Bring it.
Well, I want to say I believe that all of us are proud of you, and we will be in support of what it is that you're doing. If you need us, call us.
Absolutely.
Right? Am I speaking properly, y'all?
Yes, you're speaking properly.
We wish you much success. We want
Thank
you
you,
to
thank you.
win. You know, I'm always about people winning. Yeah, we want you to win.
Thank you.
And give our blessings, and we'll be in support however we can. Anybody else?
So what's the structure of the show? You have like guests nightly, or you have call-ins?
Yes. Well, it's opportunities for call-ins, and then I will have special guests.
And if it's something, you know, I think you might want to talk to Goddess Survivor over there, because she might be good. Because, you know, she's going to do some stuff on this show. She is going to. So, like, you're going to have guests, but, like, she is interested in having people to kind of, like, coach or answer questions and all of that stuff and blah, blah, blah. I'm going to be here next week. I don't know what I'm doing, but I was asked to come, and I'm going to be here, and I'm just open.
Just low key said, Yanni got problems.
I mean, you asked the question.
Invite her.
She put you on the
show.
You asked the question.
She needs help adulting and living. Goddess Survivor needs help.
So do I.
Life.
I do. Trust me. I said my day was heavy. Okay, so
But no.
we're gonna say goodnight because you know I'll be here till 4 o'clock in the morning. And at one point, at some point, time ain't gonna be a factor, y'all, because I'm gonna have a trailer in the backyard, and we're gonna be able to be there till 6 o'clock in the morning. But right now we at the studio and we on DJ Red's time, so I gotta comply. Thank you so much. We really do appreciate you. We gotta do early if we want to do a 4-hour show, don't we? We gotta start at 6.
You gotta get a spot first.
Thank you so much, Chris. We really do appreciate you. But I did want Kimmy, who said she was a little nervous. She said she's excited, but she's nervous. But I would have wanted to surround her with love. And
this is your call.
Help her know that that we got her and that she's fine.
You got a whole commercial, I heard.
You got all these people behind you.
It's done.
Radio voice.
Yes,
It's done. Yes, she does.
you got this.
She's like,
And we're gonna take pictures, y'all. We're gonna say goodnight. Thank y'all. Thank you, Chris. Thank everybody who came. Love y'all for coming to the playground. Let's pray for each other. And we're gonna count on God Mama to pray for us because she like to pray. All right? All right. Look, everybody. Hey.
Listen, baby, ain't no mountain high, ain't no valley low, ain't no river wide enough, baby.
You need me, call me, no matter where you are, no matter how far.
Don't worry, baby.
Just call my name, I'll be there in a hurry. You don't have to worry, 'cause baby, there ain't no mountain high enough, ain't no valley low enough, ain't no river wide
I love you, Lord, for your mercy never fails me. All my days I've been held in your hand. From the moment that I wake up until I lay my head, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. 'Cause all my life you have been faithful, and all my life you have been so, so good. With every breath that I am able, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. I love your voice. You have led me through the fire, and in darkest night, you are close like no other. I've known you as a father, I've known you as a friend, and I have lived in the goodness of God. Hey, 'cause all my life you have been faithful. Oh, yes, you have. And all my life you have been so, so good. With every breath that I am able, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. With my life laid down, I surrender now. I give you everything, oh Lord. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. Your goodness is running after, oh yeah. I love you, Lord, for your mercy never fails me. All my days I've been held in your hand. From the moment that I wake up until I lay my head, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. 'Cause all my life you have been faithful, and all my life you have been so, so good. With every breath that I am able, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God.
Oh, wait, y'all were cussing with the pastor in the
I
house.
love your voice. You have led me through the fire, and in darkest night, you are close like no other. I've known you as a father, I've known you as a friend, and I have lived in the goodness of God. Hey, 'cause all my life you have been faithful. Oh, yes, you have. And all my life you have been so, so good. With every breath that I am able, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. Your goodness
running after me.
And all my life you have been faithful.
And all my life you have been so good.
With
Every breath that I am able, I'm gonna sing the goodness of God. Yes. Oh, I've been faithful. And all my life you have been so good. Every breath that I am able, sing of the goodness of God. I will sing of the goodness of God. I will sing of God. Woo! Same time, same place next week. Yes, girl. Yes, girl. I will be here. Right. Hopefully earlier. My God, Mama had me late. She had you late. Exactly, right?
You know, we'll take the grill.
When I found you, I found somebody who cares. When I found you, found my most intimate prayer. When I found you, I found what every heart dreams of. When I found you, I found love. When I found you, I found the rest of my life. When I found you, I told all others goodbye. When I found you, I saw my fears fly away like a dove. When I found you, I found love. From above, when I found you, I found love, yeah. I know true love sounds crazy, but worth waiting for. You are the one, my only. Scholar with style. When I found you, found one more reason to smile.